Bonjour! Improve your style in essay writing, part 3. 5 more tips to make your writing flow like the sea. Vous êtes prêts? C'est parti! In part 1, we looked at making your writing flow better. In part 2, how to avoid repetitions. And in part 3, 5 more tips to ace your writing. My first tip, use a wide range of vocabulary. This is always going to give you good points, especially if you're writing for an exam. What I found is that students usually say l'auteur a dit que or somebody said that. But why always a dit que, or dit que? Why not use other synonyms like affirmer, expliquer, décrire, or even better, selon l'auteur, according to the author. Tip number 2, use the right language register. That is very important. The way you talk is not the way you're going to write. So what I would say, use a formal language register. The way you write is going to be, as I said, different because normally when we speak, we use a lot of slang or colloquialism, but we don't want that in an essay writing. For example, you want to say he arrived with his friend. And let's say he arrived, you say il s'est ramené, which can be used, but it's very colloquial. And for friend, you use pot, which is also, I would say, more slang. So this is what you would say, il s'est ramené avec son pote. But really, what you want to write is, il est arrivé avec son ami. There's another example. I hear all the time people saying du coup, but you're not going to write du coup. You're going to use par conséquent. My tip number 3, use prepositional phrases such as au lieu de, instead of, à force de, by dint of, à cause de, because of, grâce à, thanks to, par rapport à, in relation to, and there's of course many more you could use. Or, dans une certaine mesure, to some extent, à cet égard, in this respect, en dépit de, in spite of or despite, étant donné que, given that, My tip number 4 is to use expressions which is going to make your essay be very objective by using impersonal expressions such as il s'agit de, it is about, il convient de se demander si, it's worth asking if, il faut souligner l'importance de, it's necessary to emphasize the importance of, il est à noter que, it should be noted that, il s'avère que, it turns out that, il va de soi que, it goes without saying that. If you want to ace your writing, you must use idioms. There's many idioms, I've just selected 2 for this video, but there's many more. For example, la question qui se pose est the question at hand is, or c'est un phénomène qui appartient à toutes les couches sociales. It's a phenomenon that occurs in all social classes. Here I wanted to show you that appartient, which comes from the verb appartenir, which means to belong to, is translated in English into to occur, which is not really how we would normally translate it, but it's just to show you how idioms work. My last tip is to tell you to be aware of false friends. Let's say you want to write at this stage. Would you say à ce stage? Or you want to talk about la lecture. Are you going to say the lecture? Think about this. That will be for another video. Just a quick recap. I created the mnemonics for you so that you remember that style is important when you write. So the S stands for synonym. Synonyms to avoid repetitions. T stands for tie well with connectors. I remind you that your connectors link your paragraphs in a logical way. Y stands for why not use idioms. Yes, you want to show that you have a wide range of vocabulary and expressions. Learn a couple of them. L stands for language register. Pay attention to your language register. Make sure that it's a formal one. E stands for elevate the language. That's what style is all about, so that you can ace your French. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, au revoir!